Well, Robert, let's talk about value number 6 and the value of a network.
Thank you. I think that, for those of you who are interested in business, that is probably the most important value there is. I said it earlier. My rich dad said, rich people build networks. Everybody else looks for work. The reason they do that, most people do not realize the value or the power or the wealth-building ability of a network. There's a man named Metcalf who wrote Metcalf's Law. Metcalf is the guy who founded 3Com and the Palm Pilot and all this. He's the man who said the power of a network is the number of people in a network squared. So let me explain this to you.
Okay.
Years ago when I was at Xerox, I started selling fax machines. Now everybody knows what a fax machine is today, but in 1974, nobody did. And a fax machine was worthless if it didn't have another fax machine. In other words, I went to a guy and I said, here's a fax machine. He says, well, who do I send it to? I said, well, we're trying to sell it to more people. In other words, the fax machine was no good unless somebody else had one. Mm-hmm. And that's the power of networks. So what Robert Metcalf has stated in Metcalf's Law with the power of networks is that a network of 1 squared is still 1. Mm-hmm. So your economic power goes up with the square of the users. So if you have 2 users, it's now 2 squared. So your economic power goes from 2. Marketing companies is because it follows Metcalf's Law of the power of networks. So you may work really hard and you may not find anybody for your downline for 1, 2, 3 years, let's say. Mm. But suddenly you have 2. Suddenly you have 2 people join you, they get excited, they get turned on to business. Your economic power has now jumped to 4 because you got 2 people under you. The moment there's 3, your economic power goes to 9. You can't do that working for a wage, working one-on-one, working by the hour, because your economic ratio is 1 hour's work for 1 hour's pay. That's it. There's no leverage to it. So let's say eventually after 5 years, you have 10 people turned on, they're working on your downline, you have 10. So your economic power goes from 10 squared to 100. All of a sudden, it's 100 power to 1. Suddenly you're getting, that's why network marketers suddenly become wealthy. It seems to be overnight, but it's just simply with what they're doing day by day in building this network. Now let's say those 10 people have 10 people underneath them. That's 100. What is that? It goes quantum. So the reason the word network, or network marketing, is such a powerful word is because it follows Metcalf's Law. Your economic power goes up with each new person you add. It goes quantum, not linear. And that's the power of a network, or the value of a network.
Now, you talk about all the time the old economy and the new economy. How does that relate to the network marketing business?
Oh, that's great. In the old economy, what I call the industrial age, it was work hard, get good grades, and work hard, work hard. The economic value was still 1 to 1, and all this. In the information age, due to information being less expensive, that's the new economy. For example, for Henry Ford to become the richest man in the world, he took a lot of money and a lot of people to build Detroit, basically. Mm-hmm. He had to build factories, so it took a lot of capital and a lot of smart people to put it all together for you. With a network marketing business in the new economy, it takes less money to make more money. There's another way of looking at it is it took John D. Rockefeller, founder of Standard Oil, approximately 15 years to become a billionaire. It took Bill Gates in the early 1980s, 10 years. Mm-hmm. By 1985, 86, it took Michael Dell 5 years to become a billionaire. So the new economy allows more and more people to get richer beyond their wildest dreams quicker. But the thing is, you have to understand the difference between the power of the word network and find a job. People who find a job or find work have no leverage because they're stuck in an old economy idea of working hard. The new economy, people who adopt the words of the rich, i.e. network, have greater opportunity quicker to amass wealth much faster and go financially free quicker. That's the power of the new economy, and it's driven there by new technology.
So we're all living in a new economy, and we're all living in a new reality.
Right, but the problem is some people are still stuck in the industrial age ideas. You see, when the computer came on, it made the possibility of network marketing more viable. In other words, much of the computations is now done by a machine, allowing you greater access to more networks, more people, quicker, and more efficiently. So if you're still thinking, I'm going to work hard day by day, you're part of the old economy, and you're unfortunately falling behind. If you want to change your ideas, again, it goes back to value number 1, the value of business education. To stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like a business owner or a networker. That's the value of thinking in the new economy.
Which leads to point number 7, or value number 7, determine your reality.
Yeah, reality is an interesting word, isn't it? Well, my rich dad said, whatever you think is real is your reality. So if you say investing is risky, and it's real to you, then your reality is that it's risky and that you can't make money at it. So what happens is if you think it's risky, you will attract all the ideas that support that reality, whatever you think is real. See, I don't think investing is risky. I don't think building a business is risky. I think working hard, working 9 to 5, clinging to job security is risky.
Well, these are values that we were all brought up with. I mean, it depends on our conditioning and what our parents said and what we've been through.
That's exactly right. And then again, that goes back to the power, or why I recommend network marketing business, as well as Nightingale Conant, is it provides value number one, life-changing business education. Because I think it's not news to you. Job security is dead. Loyalty is dead. People are working harder and not making as much money. Taxation is even higher. So if that's not news to you. What may be news to you is that you may need to change the way you think if you're going to change your reality. And many network marketing businesses are designed exactly to do that. They provide the education as well as support to guide you and nurture you while you make those changes.
And they're able to help change my personal values and change my mindset on things.
Right. It's not to discount your core values. It is to give you more values or enhance your core values. I don't think anybody in your family wants you to be poor. I don't think anyone in your family wants you to be downsized and cling to job security. They may not have the courage to make the leap forward, but even though they may not say it, they do support you making the changes, because many of them wish they could make the changes also. And maybe if you make the change first, you can support them through your business to also make those changes. Because look, this idea of clinging to job security is risky 401ks, and the idea that the government social security programs are going to take care of you, those are industrial age ideas. And I know they feel comforting to many people, but they're not very realistic. I think most of you know that.
Well, I think the hard part is for a lot of people that it's courage. You have to be able to stand up to the plate and take a swing and go for it. A lot of people don't have that leadership to get up there, to go out and try something new, to try something different, to not be afraid to fail, which that's one of the values of leadership. And it also happens to be your point number 8, value number 8 to network marketing.
Right. The most important thing, I think, other than education, or more than just education, the value of network marketing, value number 8, is the value of leadership. In order to succeed in a network marketing business, you must become a leader. You must become an entrepreneur. You look at guys like Bill Gates and all that, they're leaders. You know, they don't care what other people say about you. Even though the federal government's after them, they continue on. You know, you may not agree with them, but nonetheless, they're great leaders. So to survive in a network marketing business, you need to be a leader. That's why back in 1974, when I went to my first big, educational rally of the new kind of education I was looking for, the first tape I bought was Lead the Field by Earl Nightingale, because it taught me to be a leader. Another tape that is excellent for people are the 10 Qualities of Charismatic People by Tony Alexandra. Again, another Nightingale Conant product. Listen to these tapes. Sit there. Change the way you think. Change your ideas, and you'll eventually change yourself. So to be successful, you need to be a leader. To make changes, you must have the courage to let go of the past and move boldly into the new. And that's what network marketing companies, as well as Nightingale Conant products, allow the individual to do. Is it gives you the courage to step out of the comfort of the E and S quadrant and into the bold new reality of the I quadrant.
So, Robert, why does network marketing continue to grow?
I think for the reasons we've already given. It will continue to grow. Number one is because people are tired of security in a world of less security. I mean, it's silly to look for it when it's not there anymore. The idea of saying, I'm going to get a safe, secure job, people say, huh? Wake up. Wake up. It doesn't exist today. So you may as well start your own business. So what I say to people is keep your daytime job, but start a part-time business. Not only does that make more sense mentally, it makes more sense tax-wise. Because the moment you start your own home-based business, you're given a tax break, because the government wants people to start their own businesses. That's why the B quadrant pays less in taxes than people in the E and the S quadrant. The government wants you to start your own business. For those of you in America, America was founded, as a tax-free nation. It was called the Boston Tea Party. We wanted our freedom. So that's a very important reason. The second reason is, I alluded to it before, the stock market is shaky. All these people suddenly, because they don't have any more job security and financial security, or their retirement is not covered by the companies now say your retirement is up to you. That started in the mid-1970s with the ERISA program. In other words, in the mid-1970s, in